how often do you need new shoes? So this is a very important question as a runner. The most important tool in your toolbox besides fuel and nutrition. Coming off of a 10-mile easy run here, I've got another 10 miles tonight. Threshold, 125-mile run week. So I've done 22 marathons, 242 marathoner, done 6 50-milers, 6 hours, 52 minutes. I'm going to tell you how long shoes should last, what you need for your easy runs, tempo runs, speed runs, race day runs, so you can kill your training block, go to race day, 10 out of 10, and absolutely crush it. So before talk about easy runs, you have to understand shoes equal performance, okay? Basically, they're like a tire on a car. You're not putting a snow tire on a Ferrari, as you're not going to run your speed workouts in a 12-ounce max cushion shoe. You're not going to get the best out of it. So let's talk. Now, let's talk zone 1 easy runs. These are your max cushion shoes, okay? Now, in the market, there's tons of them. I no longer use max cushion shoes after the first year of training because my body doesn't get sore. If you're an intermediate runner, if you're first time training for a fall marathon, I would highly recommend them. The cushion's going to allow you to absorb the impact, not get you sore, and the whole part of zone 1's recovery runs, even for example, is just time on feet. So since I don't use max cushion, what I use, I'm more of a performance guy, and I know these aren't your typical easy run shoes, but these are the Endorphin Speed 4s, and I use the Boston Light Strike Pros here. And then if I want to just go out for a leisurely easy run, like easy 12-mile run, those are the New Balance Rebels. Now, easy run shoes, max cushion shoes, they're meant to last, right? They're not built like speed shoes where you're going to get 150 miles out of them and they're 7 ounces or 6 ounces. They're built. So you could probably stretch these, depending on the person, depending on the terrain, depending on if you put them through rain and whatever it may be, about 250 to like 325 miles. Now, the best way to tell when it's time to change your shoes is flip it over. If there's any imbalances, one's leaning to the other way, the shoe's falling apart, get it out of there. The second thing, which is the number one thing, is just know your body. If your knees, your ankles are starting to ache and you've put 250 miles on those shoes, it's time to kick them out. If you continue to push it, you're going to get injured, and when you get injured, you could be out for a while. So obviously you can't get quicker by running all your easy runs. So this is why we have speed workouts. My favorite shoe for the speed workouts are the Street Flies for your tracks and stuff. I'll do these with, 12 by 200s, 8 by, 800s, whatever I'm doing for the day. And then the Vapor Flies. That's going to be, once a week, I'll do a speed 18-miler where I've got a 3-mile warm-up, 3-mile cool-down. I've got 12 miles starting at a 6:30 all the way down to 5:15, no breaks. Those are my favorite shoe, the Vaporflies for speed. Now, speed are going to be a lot lighter and a lot quicker. You need that because, remember, you're chasing speed. You want turnover time. You don't want your legs to be heavy. So this allows you to be more of a toe runner. It allows you to have a quicker turnover. It allows you to get that speed workout you need to hit your threshold in order for you to put it together on race day. So speed shoes are a lot lighter, hence they're not as durable, which means they're not going to last as long. But that's okay, because a lot of runners are only going to do a speed workout once or twice a week. Me, depending on my week, I'm upwards to 4 to 6 times a week. So the way that you check your shoe, remember guys, how long are your speed shoes going to last? You just look at them. If there's any major imbalances, it's tearing, whatever, and then you can just look at the bottom. These have 175 miles on them. It's a little bit of a wear, but nothing crazy where I have to change them out. So those are speed shoes, how long they'll typically last, and what they're meant for. So last are your race day shoes and your long runs. Now, for me, it's very different. I do not do, and I've yet to do this prep, a long run where it is basically just 30 miles of a 7:50 to 8:30 pace of my zone ones. No, I don't believe in that. I want to get prepared for race day. If you want to go out and PR and you have yet to do a long run and you're with a coach at your sub-race pace, you're going to be screwed. So for me, even though I'm running a long run, which a long run for me is anything over 20 miles because I'm training for an ultra, I use 2 shoes. The Adidas Pro 4 and my favorite shoe, which I've raced in since they came out with the first one, the Alpha Flies. I absolutely love this colorway, by the way. It's like watermelon. So I run my long runs, which by definition, it's subjective. A long run for me is 20 to 35 miles. I'm training for an ultra. If you're training for a marathon, it could be between 13 and 20, 22 miles max. Now, if you're doing all of your long runs at a easy pace and your coach is telling you to do that and you have a goal for a marathon and it's not where you need to be, you're going to show up and fail. I don't believe in running your long runs in a max cushion shoe, especially if it's going to be an actual workout, because I believe that your long runs need to have structure to them. That's where it all comes into play. The runs during the week, the tempos, the speed runs, you can finally test them in practice when you're running your long runs, and then from race day, it's all going to show up. So I run my long runs in my race day shoe. So the marathon shoes, they're not meant for your everyday runs. They're meant for your long runs, your race day runs, everything that you're going to put together. The Alpha Flies for me, they really last only 100, 125 miles. I can squeeze 4 30-mile runs and then it's kicked. And I can tell the difference immediately around mile 90 that they don't have as much pop and as much cushion in them. But if you're going to save them for marathon day, you can buy the shoe and do 4 marathons a year and be fine with it. But I don't recommend doing that. I recommend running in them and having structure to your long run. So that's what I use. That's how long each shoe should last, because it does have a different purpose. They're all made out of different material. They all weigh differently, and that's why you basically need them. So I'm curious to what everyone else's running shoe rotation looks like. If you want to drop a comment, I'll definitely rate it and be like, hey, I think this is awesome. I don't think this is awesome. But if you're going into your first marathon, you got to understand one shoe will get you injured. Multiple shoes equal performance and injury prevention. So that is the point of having multiple shoes for multiple different runs and how long they should last.